So I'm in the kitchen with Kanchana. Kanchana, what are we baking today?
Okay, so today we are going to make a Gulab Jamun cake. And the recipe is from here. It's a book called Milk and Cardamom by Hetal Vasavada. And she was a contestant in MasterChef. So she has a food blog and I'm following her recipe. So Gulab Jamun is one of the most popular dessert in India, and if you're familiar with Indian cuisine, you would be familiar with that. So she took Gulab Jamun and made a fusion American Indian dessert, Gulab Jamun cake. So that's what we are going to make. It's flavored with cardamom, saffron, rose water, and all that good stuff. We look at the ingredients that go into making the cardamom cake first. We need eggs, vanilla extract, a little bit of salt, all-purpose flour, and milk powder, dried milk powder, sugar, butter, and cardamom, crushed cardamom. I have here whole cardamom, and you need to powder it, and that's what we need to make the cake. We will need to make sugar syrup for the gulab jamun cake, and the ingredients for that are sugar, cardamom, cinnamon stick, saffron, which is a very important thing, rose water, some lemon juice, and water. So gulab jamun is actually little donut balls, and they are soaked in sugar syrup, and they are floating in sugar syrup. So this gulab jamun cake will absorb all that sugar syrup that we are going to make and have all the flavors of gulab jamun. So for the icing, we have powdered confectioner sugar and chopped raw pistachios and some rose petals. So we will take a bundt cake pan and grease it with butter first. I'm just using unsalted butter to grease the pan. I have here 1 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, and to that I am going to add 1/3 cup of the dried milk powder, the two dry ingredients, and I will just mix it together. So I'll set this aside. Now I'll start to cream the 2 sticks of butter. It's softened butter. I put it out a little while ago, so it is softened. And 1 cup of granulated sugar. And I have here powdered cardamom. So these are cardamom pods. I took about 8 to 10 of them, removed the skin, and I powdered them. You may also use powdered cardamom that you get from the store. So I will start creaming the butter with the sugar. It'll for about 5 to 7 minutes until the butter turns all nice and fluffy and white. So I am adding now half a spoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So after adding the salt and vanilla, I again do the mixing. Mix it a little bit. So that's the first egg. That's it. Add the flour mixture, which is 1 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour and 1/3 cup of the dried milk powder. I add it little by little and make sure it is incorporated. So once it's all nice and mixed, Then we will spoon the batter into this greased bundt cake pan. So I have all the batter in here and I even it out. It's going in at 325 degrees. While the cake is baking, we can get started on with the sugar syrup, which will need 1 cup of water. And I have here 1 cup of granulated white sugar, 1 stick of cinnamon, about 7 to 8 cardamom pods. I slightly crush them. You don't have to crush them too much because we are going to remove them once the sugar syrup is ready. It's just to get the flavor in. And then a nice big pinch of saffron. And then I'm going to put this on the stove on medium heat and let it simmer. Once it comes to a boil, we let it simmer for 2 minutes. So a little bit about this recipe. This was shared to me by my school friend who I've known for several years now, Rohini, who lives in Texas. Thank you, Rohini, for sharing this recipe with me and letting me know about this book, Milk and Cardamom. Thank you so much. You can leave the saffron on there. I'm just removing the cardamom pods and the cinnamon stick. I am going to add 2 teaspoons of rose water to the sugar syrup. And this is lime juice. It's about a teaspoon of lime juice that I've measured. I'm going to take out a 1/4 cup of the sugar syrup and reserve it to make icing. So that's what we will do now. And then I pour it over the cake while it is still warm. It'll seem like it's a lot of sugar syrup, but the cake will soak it all up. This is the 1/4 cup of the sugar syrup that we reserved, and this is 1.5 cup of powdered sugar. I will just whisk it together. Here's some chopped pistachio. I kind of eyeball it, sprinkle it over. So here you go, Gulab Jamun cake inspired by Hetal of Milk and Cardamom. I hope you give it a try. It's easy, it's delicious, and I hope you all enjoy it as much as we all do.